Hello, and welcome to Executive Mosaic's video interview series. I'm Summer Maya, and here to speak with me today is Bob Costello, Chief Information Officer of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Bob, thank you for joining us today.
I'm happy to be here, Summer.
Bob, we just passed the one-year mark since the White House issued its cybersecurity executive order. Can you highlight some of the progress CISA has made on the tasks outlined in the EO since its issuance? And what is still left to accomplish?
Well, I think CISA has made great progress. So on my side, I mostly concentrate on the internal systems of CISA. So we've really improved our ability to do logging from our systems, improved monitoring. We've deployed some enhanced endpoint detection and response capabilities here internally at CISA. I know our partners in the cybersecurity division who work with the federal civilian executive branch have made huge strides on helping agencies implement the executive order. We've also really improved our capabilities to ingest and do analytics on the data that we're receiving from those other agencies and departments.
And the federal government is really getting serious about zero trust now, as evidenced by its January memorandum requiring agencies to meet stricter cybersecurity standards by fiscal year 2024. What are some of the challenges and opportunities you're seeing at CISA as agencies work to adopt zero trust?
Sure, I think the challenges I'm having are what are faced by many agencies. So in some cases, we have technical debt, which can be older systems that either do not fit easily into a zero trust model or have a very high maintenance cost. And maybe those programs are not necessarily funded to do a lot of modernization, either at all or on their security stack. I think one of the other challenges that we're facing is you really need a strong identity credentialing service at whatever agency that you're at. You know, zero trust is very much based on the concept that I'm going to verify that this person, this entity continuously throughout the process as they're trying to access data or systems. And many agencies do have a fragmented identity structures and sources. The third, it's a very big cultural shift as well. So we're changing how people thought about security for a long period of time, how we implemented it. In some cases, we're changing tool sets. You know, no one tool will solve that zero trust puzzle. But in many cases, we're going through retraining, not just with our security staff or our technical staff, but with an entire agency. You know, as we change to this model, you know, people used to maybe log into a system and have access to everything in the system. And now as we go through things like microsegmentation, which is a part of zero trust, you know, people should only have access to the data or systems that they require in the performance of their duties.
Mm-hmm. And phishing attempts and cyber attacks have become increasingly more sophisticated, and any vulnerability within an organization's IT environment can be exploited. What would you say are the top 3 measures an organization can take to protect itself against the growing threat of cyber attacks?
Well, I think one of the first one is to run constant education campaigns so that people are aware of phishing. And as part of that education campaign, you have to be doing phishing testing. You know, we have a wonderful program here at DHS. And, you know, I'm happy to say we have a very low click rate here at CISA. I think one of the other things, you know, is we're educating people about the dangers. You're seeing a lot on our websites on, you know, multi-factor authentication you know, you really do need to protect your accounts so that if you do click that link, you know, you have some sort of other multi-factor going on that is not going to let the attacker get your credentials. So I think that is very important. I think you need to be looking holistically at your systems because, you know, we will always have people click that link or, you know, text message it. You know, there's so many ways that people can find ways to social engineer or phish our employees or wherever people work. So we really encourage, you know, please have multi-factor on your accounts.
And during our Information Security and Innovation Forum back in February, you said you wanted to make CISA like a great startup that can attract top-level talent and compete with industry. Can you talk about some of the shifts CISA is undergoing to make the agency a place where people really want to work?
Sure. Well, I think, I'll concentrate on my side, on the IT side. So some of the things that we're doing, we're really trying to ensure that as we're doing procurements, we're getting really good technology. Yeah, we're not just getting that basic laptop. We're going to start really improving on the technology we deploy. One of the other areas that I think is absolutely critical, and this is a whole of agency effort, the hybrid work environment is here to stay. We're doing this interview virtually right now. 3 years ago, we probably would have been in a studio. So one of the things we're doing is making sure that our remote workers and our telework workers have the same level of experience and technology, just as if you were in the office. And that's a little bit of an uphill climb right now, but we're working on it. We've deployed some great conference room kits in our headquarters area. We'll be rolling that out to the field. I've implemented programs where remote workers, can request if they need a better camera, if they need, a ring light, if they need some other things, we want to start providing that. I think in general, when you look overall at CISA, we are ourselves and the department's Office of the Chief Information Officer are the two areas where the cyber talent management system is being employed. It's a new way to hire federal employees here at the department. It's an accepted service system. It allows us to be a little bit more flexible on pay and some other things to attract really great talent. So we have more options now. We have, that standard federal path. We have CTMS. We have fabulous training programs here at CISA, and they're not just technical. We have wonderful training around diversity and inclusion, psychological safety, and many other things to make this function exactly like a great tech startup.
And Bob, you've also said that as the newest operational component of the Department of Homeland Security, CISA is looking at where it can and where it makes sense to greenfield its own new solutions. Can you talk about some of the tech solutions that you're developing at CISA you're most excited about?
Absolutely. I definitely love talking about the tech we're deploying. One of our biggest ones is we have an operating environment where we run a lot of our missions out of. So my office is now charged with upgrading that. So it's going to take, things that are on-prem right now and move them up to the cloud. We're going to deploy a highly secure Microsoft 365 environment to move some of our functions there. That's really going to give our operators a lot of tools that they don't have now in that environment. So I am absolutely thrilled about the work we're doing to upgrade the mission operations environment. That's probably one of my most exciting areas. I think it's also an area that touches the most parts of CISA. We are in close partnership with the Cybersecurity Division on what we're calling the CISA Transport Network to move our mission data around. And that's been super exciting as well. And one of the other areas that's really affecting the entire agency is we're modernizing our authority to operate process. So we're trying to take it down from that many months or year-long process and lots of paperwork and lots of, quite frankly, stress and frustration, and get it down to something a little bit more modern, something that DoD has been highly successful at. The Department of the Air Force has done some fabulous work. We're modeling some of our work off that. And we're really trying to ATO systems, not just faster, but better, so that there's huge validity in them. We're doing continuous testing. We're monitoring these environments a lot more closely. So those are probably three of the big initiatives that I'm excited about here at CISA.
And on a more personal note, if you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice as you were just starting out in your career, what would that be?
That is a great question. I think so. I served in the Air Force. That was my first real job. after high school. I had other jobs, working in retail and stuff. I wish I had listened to my sergeants maybe a little bit more closely. I got great advice. I still remember Colonel Tucker. She gave me essentially this piece of advice that I finally heeded was, you can do great things in life, or you can choose to just be here. And it really struck me. Obviously, if I was an airman having a conversation with someone that, so I wish I had maybe listened more, but I think we all kind of have that regret in life. So I think now my biggest role, Chief Information Officer, I don't get to do a lot of IT, but I get to hopefully mentor and lead and help people take over for me and do great things in their career.
That's so powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Bob, thank you so much for your time today and for all the work you're doing at CISA.
Thank you so much, Summer. It was wonderful to be here with you today.